Hello everyone, this is AndresRestart, and today we are going to be talking about why, again, the internet is now starting to go a little bit more crazy about a potential Nintendo Switch 2 reveal really soon. I think there is reason for excitement, but at the same time, I think we should take some little bit of measures here to temper our expectations. But before going forward, let me ask that if you do enjoy my content, to please subscribe and hit that notification bell. So there have been some extra things going on recently that have compelled me to basically make a follow-up video to something I made just 48 hours ago. I was literally talking about the Nintendo Switch 2 launching March 2025, but questioning if this was always the date. Now, this was just a questioning, right? If you actually watch the video and pay attention to it, I thought it was clear that I was discussing both sides, but ultimately coming to the conclusion that it wasn't always set for March 2025, but instead was delayed internally, not publicly, to March 2025, and the plan at one point was for 2024. And I even went ahead and discussed how there were some parallels to back in 2016, how there were a lot of reports about the console of the NX, what we came to know as the Switch, to come out that year, but then later it was supposedly internally delayed to March of 2017. And I really feel like the years we're looking at here, 2016 to 2024, are very similar. You look at the software that's coming out, I feel like there's a lot of parallels. But some people took that conversation to me saying that, oh yeah, it was always March 2025. That was never my intent to say that, because I don't think that's true. And something I didn't feel that I need to mention last time, but my friend Nate from Nintendo Prime suggested that I probably should have mentioned it, is the Giga Leak. So if you're unfamiliar, basically the Giga Leak is this giant leak of information where a lot of things came out, and basically in this, we learned that Nintendo was internally planning for a Q4 2016 launch for the NX, what we came to know as a Switch, but then plans had to change. It came out March 2017, and there was other information about different leaks regarding different games coming out, and yes, the plan was for there to be a Breath of the Wild NX launch in Q4 2016. There were leaks for this, so the parallels here seem to be even stronger. And just so I make myself 100% crystal clear here, I believe all the reports that have come out from the different reputable sites, Video Games Chronicle, Bloomberg, Eurogamer, and so on, where they said that they were hearing from their anonymous sources that the plan was for Switch 2 to come out in the second half of 2024. But those plans changed, as they can change, as we've seen they changed with the NX, the Switch, back in 2016, and now the console is being positioned for an early 2025 launch, as reports are indicating now. That's what I think is happening. But I did think it was an interesting conversation to have, because there were rumors suggesting that some devs only heard about an early 2025 launch, but that doesn't mean all devs heard that, so some devs could have heard different things depending on the timeline of things and when their games would be coming out. And so there's been some confusion on that, and I wanted to make myself clear on where I stood and present a little bit more information to support what's been discussed here. But there is something else that's going on that's getting people pretty excited. And that's that the Nintendo Switch OLED trailer has been taken down. And now, so the first Nintendo Switch First Look trailer, it's gone. The Nintendo Switch Lite trailer, it's gone. They've been gone for a while already. And now the OLED trailer is totally gone as well. And so many people are taking this to mean that that must somehow mean that Nintendo will be announcing a new Switch model, perhaps a Switch 2, really, really soon. And I just think we've been down this road before. I mean, look at this post from 2 years ago on Reddit, where they were talking about how Nintendo did take down the OLED model for a little bit before something else was announced. Now, we've gone things in the past, like we got the Splatoon 3 OLED model shortly after a takedown of an OLED trailer. And so that's out there. And maybe Nintendo is going to announce something soon. Could be a mid-gen refresh, maybe a cheaper, smaller Switch Lite, maybe another OLED edition, maybe for Echoes of Wisdom, or Mario & Luigi, or Super Mario Party. There's a variety of possibilities. It isn't necessarily for a new next-generation console, and it might not even have anything to do with an announcement for a new piece of hardware, but it could just have to do with licensing rights and such. After a certain point in time, these things will be taken down. I think it's worth noting that the Nintendo Switch OLED model was announced on July 6th, 2021, and this is happening 3 years later. Perhaps this has more to do with some sort of 3-year contract expiring, given that it's been basically 3 exact years since the announcement of the OLED trailer. I think that's likely more what this has to do with. But this is why some people have gone a little bit crazy about the Nintendo Switch 2 announcement fairly soon. Now, I will say that this video, in some ways, I'm kind of sort of treating as a sequel to a video I made not too long ago, where I put this little thumbnail here where I said why the internet is going crazy about Nintendo Switch 2 right now. And this was put out a day before Nintendo confirmed the existence of the successor to the Nintendo Switch, what we've been calling the Nintendo Switch 2, and they told us that they would be giving us more details before the end of the fiscal year, which would be ending by the end of March 2025. And so this video, I do not intend it on becoming something like where I put it out today or tomorrow, and then the next day Nintendo is like, hey, here's the reveal trailer. That's not what I'm getting at here. It's more so addressing the craziness of it, and I do think something's happening soon, but I don't think it's happening that soon. I've already made the argument in prior videos that I think it makes the most sense for Nintendo to announce the console sometime between August and October of this year, if they are indeed going for that March 2025 launch, which I think they're very well positioned for. I think the kind of games they put out now are very reminiscent of how they handled things in 2016, transitioning over to their big new hardware. I think in terms of what's been announced so far, they're well positioned for a new console launch in March. We already have the Donkey Kong release date in January, which they don't normally announce a game like that soon. They usually wait till a September Direct. So I'm not even sure there's going to be a big September Direct. There might be something smaller. There's not as much of a need right now given what's been announced. And I have been leaning sooner versus later because supposedly, according to a variety of different insiders, they've heard that there's going to be a lot of strong multi-platform games coming to the console. We have people like Tom Henderson, the owner of Insider Gaming, saying this: really excited for the Nintendo Switch 2 and its tech. We'll see it launching on Xbox Series XS, PlayStation 5, Nintendo Switch 2, and PC a heck of a lot in 12 to 18 months. This was, well, almost 12 months ago, so we're getting close to that window of time that Tom Henderson was suggesting. And then we even have things like this where the new Monster Hunter Wilds will be coming to Nintendo Switch 2. So we've been hearing a lot of things like this from different people. So if there's going to be strong third-party support, these companies would want to be announcing something. And if the initial plan was for the announcement to happen sooner, perhaps this summer, if they were coming out with the console in the holidays, then some of these companies are probably like really desperate for an announcement to happen soon because they've been sitting on these announcements for a little while already, ready to say what they have in store for Nintendo's next console. And with Gamescom happening towards the end of August and Tokyo Game Show happening in September, honestly, I think we're probably not that far off from some type of teaser for this new console. Maybe it's not a full-blown reveal, but at least a trailer that tells us the name of this system. I do feel like that's kind of close, and I know that back in 2016 we got that in October. Maybe we have to wait until October, but as I just argued, because of third-party things, I kind of feel like they want to do it a bit sooner. But while I may think that, I'm not here expecting that we're going to get a trailer announcement like next week because of this OLED trailer being taken down, and I still think that all the different reports from all the reputable sites over all this time were valid, just plans can change, and currently those plans are for March 2025. Hopefully that date holds, because I would like to see this sooner than later, and I think that it would be the ideal time for things to come out as Nintendo has spaced things out. But we shall see. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below. This is AndresRestart. Thank you so much for listening and watching, and I will see you all really soon. Take care. Bye.